Hi, welcome to AntLab Games. I'm your host, Anthony.
And I'm Francis.
Today we're going to demonstrate for you
La Patisserie Rococo.
La Patisserie Rococo.
Rococo.
So, if you're watching our channel, then you obviously know what Rococo is because we are big fans of Rococo. We've done a playthrough of Rococo. We talk about Rococo as one of our favorites quite a bit. So what we have here is a lighter version.
Yes.
Themed in the same era.
Uh-huh.
But instead of making dresses, we're making pastries.
We're making pastries and
at a patisserie.
Yes.
So we are, running our own patisseries, and we're going into a baking competition. And we're going to be playing a couple of rounds out to this beautiful board and gathering ingredients, putting our pastry chefs and their assistants to work on action cards that look very, very familiar to Rococo if you played Rococo. And then we're going to bake our pastries, but we're going to buy recipes, ingredients, pastries, and get them out on these presentation tables.
Yes.
All for prestige and money.
Yes, for all the power and the glory.
All the power and the glory. So, very much like Rococo, on your turn you're going to play a card, and each card represents a different worker that can take one of many
several actions,
depending on whether it's an assistant or a chef, and we'll explain that in a bit. But they can take a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different actions. Wow. Yeah. And basically helping you run your little pastry, right?
Yeah.
On our turn, we each be playing a card. You'll get some bonus stuff from each card played. And then we will start the next round.
Yeah.
Basically, you want to go through...
Yeah, I can go through like the flow.
The flow?
Because that'll help you understand what's going on.
I think so.
Because it kind of looks like there's a lot going on, but there's really... not that there's not a lot going on,
there is,
but it's actually very organized.
So,
like any good patisserie, first you're going to need some recipes. So one of our actions is to go out and get recipes. They're up here. We're going to buy those recipes in your standard offer format, bring these down to our table down here in our own personal display on our workbench. And then we will acquire ingredients. So we have goods and we have ingredients in this game. The ingredients are over here and they're represented by these little tiles. And you'll notice that they have kind of like a hash mark. And we have a few main ingredients in the game. And then we also have toppings, which we'll get to a little bit later. But the important thing to know is that these are kind of dual use. You have to decide how you want to use them. But those are going to be our ingredient tokens that we can acquire as well for a cost. We also have goods, which are here on our baking tables, just your standard flour, sugar, butter, all the good stuff to make lots of yummy desserts. And then we have a bake action. So we've acquired our recipes. We have all of our ingredients. Then we're going to bake. So we're going to put them here on our cooling racks, flip them over so they look nice. We have a decorate action where we can take those toppings and decorate for some more points or perhaps a better placement on the table and some bonuses and stuff. And then finally we'll be able to deliver them. So just like in Rococo, you can either decide to present your dessert out on one of the tables and get some money. There's a whole area control mechanism very similar to like the dresses in Rococo.
The rooms, yeah.
The rooms. Or you can sell for a premium. You get lots and lots of money because you're multiplying your point value times 5, I think $5. So you get lots of cash selling it off. We also have actions that let us hire staff. So we're going to do that to finish our setup to kind of show you how that works. We can give notice, so get rid of cards or get rid of staff from your hands, or place service posts or noble hosts, which are these spots around the board where we can just put up noble hosts. We can, again, just kind of get more
these are like,
cash and prizes. They're kind of like those
represent service
musicians.
tables.
They're kind of like the musicians in Rococo.
They are like the musicians and the statues, essentially, the service posts. Where you're thematically, you're hiring a servant, you're putting him at a post near one of these tables, and they're going to be...
He's like the person would you like a crumpet?
Yeah, he's up in the valley.
Something like that, yeah.
Yep. And then
it's
up here,
making it look nice.
the noble host, I would say, is more equivalent to putting somebody up, buying a spot on the upper deck for the fireworks show, because you're getting game points for all of these service hosts that are out there at the end of the game. So it's just another way to score. But and all you do is got to pay the money for it. Like it's just very expensive. It's an action, but you get to pay $20 is a lot in this game.
Yeah. Perfect. So that's kind of the flow.
Yeah,
we're going to just continue to do that over and over until
there's these special bonuses that are, if we can achieve them, you can place one of your markers on any one of these spots. Obviously, the most valuable spot. You can only claim one of them, but like this one's saying, like you have to have a service post and a pastry on a table, right? So that would be like this table or this table, for example, as well as one successful decoration, and then you will be able to claim one of these. This one is just to have two pastry chefs level bakes out, because there are certain recipes.
Yeah, here's one right here, actually.
So let me see if I can. I don't know if I have a zoom up top. I may.
Yeah.
There
you go. Yep. So this one right here, you'll notice it has the little P. Actually, this one does too.
Yep.
Which means that only a pastry chef, so only one of your pastry chefs, can bake that recipe.
Yep. So your assistants can bake anything except for the ones with the P on them. So
probably because they're like macarons or something very complicated.
I don't know. That one, I don't know. That looks like a wafer cookie. But that one's also a wafer cookie, and it's not as hard, so that must be a special version.
Special kind.
We do have this really cool guide that tells you exactly what actions you could take, and if you look at it and pay attention to the colors of the symbols, these blue ones, for example, can be performed by either your pastry chef or your assistants. It doesn't matter. They can do both. The gray ones, these two here, the acquire ingredients or buy goods. It's like going to a shop. Only the assistants can do that. The pastry chefs won't do that. They're too prestigious. Decorating and hiring new staff can only be done by the chefs.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's
naturally.
If you keep that in mind, it's really easy to keep track of who you can use to take an action. And that's it. So we're going to go down the setup. We're going to play a good round, and then we'll recap it for you. So the round flow goes as this. You're going to have a preparation phase where you kind of reset the board. You know, we're going to burn the bottom row, burn these guys over here, and then put new out from the supply. We've got 2 supply bags that they supply, and they're very nice. Then we're going to do our select staff, but since we just started the game, we're going to have to do that now. So
yes.
Selecting staff is pretty easy. So starting with the active player, which is you, based on that.
Based on I have the whipped cream.
Yep. So you take 4 cards off of this deck, and this deck has been pre-constructed because it is your round timer. So when this thing is out of cards, your game's over.
Right.
So you're going to be drafting. You put the first 4 on A, the second 4 on B, and this is going to be sort of a draft for new workers. And it's important to do that because the further you go down the deck, the more powerful the cards get. So you want to make sure that everybody's getting draft from the from each depth of the deck, if you understand that part. So for a 2-player game, you're going to put the number of players plus 2 on each of these stacks. I start with B because I'm player 2. You start with A.
Yeah.
We go through these, and you just pick a card that you want to keep in your hand. Now, they're all going to be either pastry chefs or assistants, but they're all going to have a different bonus you're going to get.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to take whatever action. Some of them allow you to take additional actions, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Just want to double check my guide over here.
Kind of like this guy. He'll just give me an extra $5 if I play him, which is good.
I think I'm going to take this guy.
For cash.
Okay.
So then we swap.
And there you go.
These. We draft the next one. See, those
man, they're all pastry chefs.
And these are all assistants.
Well, I just drew the only pastry chef from
did,
in there.
huh?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of not great.
That's messed up. Yeah. All right, I'll take this guy. You're gonna go back here.
I'm gonna take her. I like her.
All right, so we take the last 4, and they become available for purchase. So we'll shuffle them up. I guess it actually doesn't matter what order they go in. The way the pricing works in this game, it's not by position on here. It does on some of the tracks, but not this one. Like the recipe track goes up by price. These, depending on how many cards
as well as
are
the
left,
ingredients,
how many are left in that row will determine how cheap they get. The less there are, the cheaper they get. In fact, the last one here, if there's only 1 in the row, you can take it for free, which is nice. As long as you take the action, though.
Yep.
All the actions are mapped back to this. So that's select staff. Now we each have 6 cards, but you're going to go through now and you're going to pick 5 cards, right?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to pick out 5. Oh, yeah. One of these has to go out of the game.
Yep.
So that's how this works.
So I will.
So of the 6 staff cards in your hand, remove 1 from the game. This is where it gets brutal.
Yeah, I'll probably get rid of her.
Ooh,
I just basically upgraded one of my pastry chefs.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this clown.
Bye.
Keep that off to the side.
Over here.
It's your deck.
Okay.
All right, cool. So now you have 5 cards, and you play with 5 cards.
Okay.
So now we're going to perform our action. So you're going to lead. You're going to take an action, and your actions are just playing a card.
Great.
I guess I'll make my discard pile up here somewhere. I can move these if you want to put your discard up here.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Above board, because I don't think anything else is on screen. So I'll keep these
above
cards
board.
over here. So
what
we just
ingredients do we have going on over there?
So these are ingredients and toppings.
Yeah.
Right. So you got the toppings are like nuts and berries and icing, and the ingredients are honey, eggs, and caramel.
Yeah.
No, caramel's a topping.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I will. So I'll probably start with her. So this is an assistant. They all have this extra bonus action or something, but you don't get that right away. You have to do your action first.
You do.
Then you get this. Very important, because if I didn't have the money to do what I want to do, I can't get it from her. So we all start with $10, or at least I do. You start with 11, right? And I'm going to go up here, and when you buy recipes, you can take 1 or 2. You just have to pay the cost. So I'll pay 2, and I'll take these 2. 2 cheap ones. And these are both going to come down here into my recipe book.
And these don't slide.
No, they do not.
Till the end of the round. So.
Oops, I don't know why I gave you so much money. Just give me $3 back, please.
All right. So then you get another 5
and
back.
I get another 5 for
her
her
reward.
And
you're
that
done.
is it. You're done. Your turn.
You are done. So waiting on that is very difficult. So he will give me a bonus. Gives me a one-time bonus of the. What does that symbol mean? The fork and knife on the book. It's acquire recipes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he gives me a free.
He just
acquire
gives you
recipe.
the free acquire.
So
recipe
I'll
action.
use him. Watch, I'll show you what he. So he's an assistant, so he can go shopping. So I can buy ingredients, and then I can acquire some recipes. So if I go for one of these two, or maybe both of them, I spend $4. I can get these recipes, but I'm just want to look at the ingredients. Like this one is going to require nuts. That one's going to require honey. So I know that those aren't my core ingredients. Your core base ingredients, you start with 2 flour, 1 sugar, and 1 butter. So you do have to buy more of those. So I will spend the $4 if I haven't get one back, and I will take these 2 recipes. And I will. His bonus action is to. Actually, you know what? No, I don't want to buy the recipes.
No.
No, because what he'll do, he's going to let me get one, take a buy recipe action, 1. So instead, I want to do something that isn't a recipe action, because that would let me buy 3 recipes, and I don't really want 3 recipes. So I'll use him to go shopping.
Okay.
And you can buy 2 ingredients, was it?
I think you buy 1.
You might be right. Yeah. So I think
1 ingredient tile of your choice.
Yeah, 1 ingredient tile. So now, being that there are all 3, it's going to cost me $2 or $1 on this bottom row. So I know I'm going to buy a recipe that's going to require nuts. So I'll spend $1 and buy this tile that has nuts on it. And with his special action, I will spend $2 to buy 1 recipe. It's going to let me take a buy recipe action, and I'll buy this one here, the one with the P on it.
Why would you get the one with the P on it?
Ish.
Let's see. Okay, cool. So I'm going to use her, and I'm also going to go shopping for some ingredients as my main action. And I will take some berries. Maybe. Ooh. It's very tempting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll just take some berries for 1. I'll put this over there. Here's this, $1. But she lets me do another shop, so I get to do this again. And I would love to take that for free, but I don't need it. So I actually need these eggs.
For $2.
For $2. Expensive eggs.
That's inflation for you.
Yeah, that's bird flu. Your turn.
Bird flu. Eek. All right, so I know my ingredients, and just to give you an idea of what we're looking at here. So you know my ingredients requirements are, what is that?
I'm sorry? That's butter.
Butter, right? Which is this butter. So it's going to cost me 1 butter. I have my nuts. and that's it. And then I'm going to make this little cake. So it's just really butter and nuts. That's not a bad trade-off. So I know I have enough butter for that. If you want to buy butter, you have to take the get ingredients. It's going to cost me $2 for one butter or $6 for two butters. It gets very expensive if you try to. So it can prevent you from really buying bulk in one shot and being like, I'm going to take everything. So I don't necessarily need to play him. I could. I mean, this guy's going to let me do an ingredient shop for one of these again, and I probably will do that. All right, so his main action, like I said, he can do anything gray or blue. So he could bake, but I'm going to send him to get some more recipes because I want to have another recipe so I can bake twice. Now this guy, he's got eggs. I don't want that. This guy doesn't, and he just has honey and nuts. This guy is also just honey. I might get him for 3. So my action is to buy this guy. And my second action is to do a shop here. And I'll just grab this one for free because if there's only one left in the row, it costs me nothing. So I've got honey. And I don't like honey in my tea. Your turn.
Okay.
I'm like broke.
Broke is a joke. All right, so I'll use him to. What is he gonna do for me? Oh, right. Oh, so he's going to. I was having buy goods, but I'm almost like, should he do something else? Because his bonus action is to buy goods, you know? But I don't really. I mean, I could buy another recipe, maybe. He can bake, but I don't want him to bake because I've got my fancy one here that I can bake. Well, I could bake this one. I guess I could. It's like you just want to optimize your moves. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's so hard. Baking is hard. Well, I'll just get some ingredients because I'm gonna need them later anyway. So I will start by getting ingredients. I'll get flour. So $0 for one flour. You can always go up one, but I can pay 2 to go up 2 more. So to go up a total of 3. Right?
No, that's pay $2.
Or is that pay 2 to go up 2?
Yeah.
Okay. 2. Fine. Whatever you say.
Well, that's kind of what the board says. So.
And then I guess I'll go up like a butter for 2.
Okay.
It's so expensive.
So you did a double.
I did a double
ingredient action, which is exactly what I'm gonna do here. So let's zoom in on this. All right. So my first action will be to buy goods rather. So I will do. Which one is free? This flour? So I'll do the flour for free.
But you can only
go up 1.
Oh, yes. But you can only buy goods of one type.
Oh, but I'm doing a second action.
Oh yeah. Well, in that case, you can do another one too, just like I did.
Just like you did. So what's good for the goose?
Keeping you honest, okay?
All right, and I'll buy 1 butter. Oh, I know. That's helpful context for those at home.
Okay.
All right. So that was the end of my turn. Your go.
Okay. All right. I'm ready to bake. On your mark, get set.
That's it. Bake.
Does anybody watch Bake Off?
I'm sure they do.
Okay. So I'm gonna bake. You can bake up to 2 things, as long as you have the ingredients, and I do. So I'm going to spend 2 flour and a sugar, and bake this like cupcake looking thing. And then I'm going to spend, and he is a pastry chef, so we're good. He's gonna spend 1 more flour and eggs.
Oh, I wanna.
That goes away.
This goes away. I wanted to adjust my last action.
Okay, that's fine.
So instead of buying an additional flour, I wanted to do a shop and then push up the butter. So I'll just buy a tile of my choosing.
Well, I'm just gonna do his extra action and spend $1 to go up 1 sugar.
I'll do this one. This one's gonna cost me $2. Okay.
Your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna do a bake as well. The bake. So I need to spend 1 flour, 1 butter, 1 honey, and I've made these cookies. They look very nice. And then I'm gonna spend 1 butter and these nuts. And I just made, and it was my chef who did it, so I have that. And that's it. And I get $5 for him.
Good. Nice. All right. I'm going to decorate with my pastry chef. And she's going to put some berries on top of my, whatever these things are. My little meringues, it looks like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then for her extra action, I get to do a delivery.
Oh, that's
Not a delivery action. I can perform... Oh, wait. Yes, I can perform the deliver action once and only deliver 1 pastry dish. That's all I can do. So normally your delivery action, you can do 1 or 2 baked recipes. But I guess I'm only allowed to do that once. So I will deliver this one.
I can look that up and
Okay.
just confirm that that's the case.
Well, yeah, it says perform the deliver action once and only deliver 1 pastry dish.
So that is exactly
Which is like, is this considered a pastry? Because it's technically a muffin, not a pastry.
they're all pastries.
But this one needs the pastry chef.
But they're all considered pastries. So yeah,
Can I challenge
Nope.
that?
there's no cheating.
Very well. So I'm gonna choose to display or present this one. So I'm gonna use my delivery action to deliver this pastry all the way over here, and I'm gonna put it on top of here. So I'm gonna get this bonus, which is
1 flour.
1 flour. Actually, maybe I'll take the $3. I'll take $3 instead. Buy
Okay.
myself some flour that way.
Yeah.
And because I used this topping, and this table likes those toppings, I get another $4.
Yeah, very good.
And now I get to take this topping and finally fill out this top spot right here, which is going to help me out on my income when we do that next round.
Here's my own.
That's it. My turn is over.
All right, so I'll use him to decorate. He's going to put berries and caramel
I
on
see
top
what
of
you're
these
doing.
cookies. Berries and caramel. But he's only going to get $2. I don't have a delivery, so these are going to sit on the cooling racks until next round.
Yeah.
So that is the end of the action phase. So now we are going to gain income. You're going to gain basic income of $5 plus that, so you're going to get $7.
$7.
And I get
Thank
5. One thing you didn't do was put one of your markers
Oh, yeah, that's right. So you
on
know
your
it's mine.
pastry
Yep.
so that we know that is her pastry.
Important.
For scoring and area control. Right. So then we've got, we did our gain income. You gain 2 coins for each noble host placed. So this is telling you in income, you're going to gain $2 per noble host. Right. So up there. I guess they're earning you some extra cash. And then you're going to gain additional income based on how many successful decorations are completed. And then end of round. For the end of the 4th round, we're going to move to final scoring. Otherwise, you pass the start player marker to the other player clockwise. Remove any unclaimed staff cards on the board from the game and continue phase 1.
Yeah, we didn't hire any staff.
No hiring of staff. So that can kind of prolong your turn because you'll just keep
can.
adding more staff.
And a lot of times
to
we
your
do.
hand.
Like we will hire staff and keep playing them, but I didn't really want to this time.
No, there's really no need. You can even hire these special ones, but you have to achieve their requirements. Like this guy needs you to have 9 ingredients
goods
in total.
Yeah.
And then you can buy her at that point. So they all have different requirements.
Requirements.
So we would start over again with the prep, which would be removing, sliding all of these down.
Yep.
We would remove the last 2, slide all these down, draw a bunch more from the bag until we fill it up.
Yep.
We get rid of them, and then
These
we
are already
would
gone?
slide these down. Everything slides down.
Yep.
So now these are going to be super cheap.
Yeah.
And then we would draw, a bunch more from our blue tile bags. So you've got a ton of tiles in here as well. So That's it. And then when you get to the final round, you do final scoring. You're going to score majority on each table. You're going to score for any of these awards that you've claimed for your nobles, your table people, and then add up all your points and put us with the highest prestige wins the game. So that's the game, and it's very much similar to Rococo.
Yeah, it feels very similar.
Yeah.
Much lighter, obviously.
Yeah,
way lighter. But has like a similar feel and a similar kind of flow in terms of what you're doing. Yeah. I think it's even the flow itself is a little lighter or easier, I think, to digest.
I think
See
so.
what I did there?
No, I do.
Because we're eating cookies.
So yeah, I think overall it's definitely Rococo light in art, in theme, in gameplay. If you know Rococo, you'll pick this up in 2 seconds and you'll be like, oh, that's easy. And you could play it in probably a fraction of the time.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a similar experience, but same theme, same era, you kind of love the Rococo, you're like, I want to play Rococo, but we only have like an hour and a half. So why don't we just play something in the theme? Boom, this is the game. So it's a no-brainer. So if you're a fan, I'd say 100%. Definitely go check out the campaign and back this one.
It is a nice little compliment to Rococo.
It'll go right here next to Rococo.
It'll sit really nice next to your Rococo.
Stay on theme. So, but that's it. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it.
All right. So all the information that you'll need about where you can go and back this game and check it out, get more information, will be in the show notes. We thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon.
We'll see you next time.